Hey, buddy, I'm looking to get some, time killed.
Go around through to the back. That's where you're gonna find the Palookas.
Do you want me to cue us in, or would you like to?
We did it last time.
Huh?
We did it last time.
We did it last time? I think we both did at the same time.
Why don't we just do that?
Huh?
I don't know. You can do that if you want. Okay, I guess I'm good.
Hold on, are my tits still there? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Do the ceremonial pre-Palookas grabbing tits. That's gonna have a fucking great... You know, fuck it. Welcome to Palookas. That's in there now. That's fucking in there.
The ceremonial grabbing of the tits has been completed. We can now start the show. Do you want to do it again?
Yeah. That's like an audible... That probably clipped the shit out of the mic.
Yeah, probably.
Welcome, Adrian, otherwise known as Big_Tuna TV.
Thank you, Paul, otherwise known as Tweed's Guide on Twitch. Follow him and on YouTube, and also subscribe.
Why do... Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's jump into
Who started
this.
that joke?
Probably... There's this wonderful man, hopefully he'll be on the podcast relatively soon.
I remember.
Named Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff is a film aficionado, if you will, from the YouTube the YouTube channel the Club Ignoramus, I think. What?
It sounded like you were about to vomit.
I was clearing my
Hairball.
throat, you fuck ass.
I know.
I get this shit in my throat. You try talking for 8 hours a fucking day while streaming, and see what it does to your fucking throat.
Okay.
Alright, so there's a guy named Jeff who just like... He's very weird. He likes to turn his friends into memes, I think.
Yeah.
And like the more interested he is in you from afar, the more he will turn you into a meme. Like if you're a friend, he's just like you're cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But like if you're someone who he spends a lot of time with and not necessarily like best friend material, if that's fair, he will start to like put you up to ridicule in like nothing but a loving way, of course, but like people tend to turn each other into memes all the time. You ever think about how, like, serious YouTube channels like Vsauce have just been reduced to, like, hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that sort of thing. It seems very weird that, like, the most honest and, like, non-tongue-in-cheek YouTube channels go that way.
I can't say I watch enough YouTube to, like, bat that off something.
Yeah.
I just know what you're talking about, and I'm just gonna nod my head.
There are some that are, like, they show that they know what they're talking about and they're too serious to meme. Like, you ever heard of CGP Grey?
No.
Okay, you ever heard of Kurzgesagt or In a Nutshell?
I've heard of it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Kurzgesagt is the science people who have, like, the really depressing, like, videos about how we're all gonna die.
Yeah. I like how that's what they're known for. Yeah, like, they haven't really been memed or anything like that.
No, because they're, like, really well done, and the animation's really good, and, like, what their arguments are so fucking, like, put together, and...
Yeah. Is it because they're really well made that no one memes them? That's
thinking about it.
That's what I'm just, that's what I'm asking. Because, like, I try to do my stuff relatively... Yeah, I'm a little bit, like, self-deprecating in my humor, but, like, I try to do things very seriously, and as a result, I feel like Jeff, like, takes that seriousness and goes, this needs more memes.
I think this is just, like... This is the only idea that comes to my head, and there's nothing really, like, to back it up, other than... that seems about right. Like, the people who are watching the videos are, like, interested enough in what they're saying and, like, absorbing the information that they're like, oh, this guy is, like, this is, like, really good. I don't need to meme this. Okay. Well, if it's like, hey, Michael Visa says, like, oh, look at this guy being a little shit.
Yeah.
His intro every single time is the same. I'm gonna make a meme off this.
I guess it's if they're being serious, but they're also not, like, clearly an authority, like Scarce. Everyone memes the shit out of Scarce. You've heard Scarce. You've seen Scarce.
I haven't seen him.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scarce here. It's always fucking their intros that get memed.
Yeah. Oh, because you mean you hear it every time you watch a video.
Yeah,
right. So it's gonna stand out.
I'm never sure if that's like the best thing to do. I like a short little intro cinematic, like Kurzgesagt has their little like yeah, like that. But like I'm never sure if it's a good idea to have the same like auditory like words cue. Like if they said hello and welcome to another Kurzgesagt video, then obviously that would be fucking meme to shit at this point, you know?
Yeah. Or like just like all the Let's Players, like Jacksepticeye literally yells at the top of his lungs, top of the morning to you lads. Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ.
There's a reason for that, and I get that. The whole, like, you have 15 seconds to hook in a viewer, and if you yell and immediately establish, oh, look, I'm high energy right off the bat. I don't fucking do that, because if people are gonna leave within the first 15 seconds if I'm being dull, they're gonna fucking leave.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd rather have people just going like, hey, look at this guy, he hates a lot of, like, shittily made games, just like I do. Because arguably the thing I'm known for most on YouTube, and obviously this is in a quotes, because I think it's only got like 4 digits worth of views, there's like nothing big about it at all, is like my First Date series, where I take a look at video games that are like really terribly made, and like do a first impressions video on them.
Maker.
Yeah, usually it's RPG Maker. What is with like... I have no clue why YouTube has like a boner for RPG Maker.
Because it's... Everyone's fan fiction come true in video game form. Like, that's pretty much what it is.
It's terrible.
It's like a good idea in like its roots, but execution wise, oh boy.
I mean, there are a few good RPG Maker games. I've heard there was one called Moonlighter apparently that was really good. There was one called To the Moon, and everyone fucking loved To the Moon. It had a good soundtrack. To the Moon. It was a story-based game. It was pretty much wholly story. There was virtually no gameplay, but it was well written. It had a quote-unquote sad story, and it had like a good soundtrack. And, you know, the graphics were great, too. There was nothing really, like, bad about it, except for the fact that it had no gameplay, and if you weren't expecting any gameplay, you were just expecting experience, it was worth, like, the $5 or whatever you paid for it.
There was no gameplay.
No, there was, like, a switcher, you know, like, one of those, like, puzzles where it's, like, you have to fucking... I'm gonna try to explain this without using my hands. You have to, like, slide... Yeah, slider puzzle.
Oh.
It had, like, slider puzzles.
And that was it?
Yeah.
That's like, I've seen this game everywhere, but, like, it's very minimalist. It has a strange name for what it's about. It's like, you literally just do puzzles, and you walk through this big building, and it's been, like, really, it's, like, critically acclaimed on Steam. The name is escaping me.
The Witness?
Is it The Witness?
I don't know!
All you do is solve puzzles, right? In The Witness?
Yeah!
Yeah, I think it's The Witness.
Maybe it's The Witness, maybe it's, Talos Principle?
Not Talos Principle.
No?
No, it's definitely The Witness.
Yeah,
because Talos...
Those are the only two puzzle games on Steam.
I just remember the Talos Principle having that robot with the cat, and on the, like, their, as, like, the album art.
I haven't played The Witness or the Talos Principle. I am shit at, puzzle games.
I'm okay. I'm good at, like, 3D puzzle games, like Portal.
It's also, like, recommended that, like, if you're not, like, the most amazing person at puzzle games ever, you probably shouldn't stream them, because you will just look like a dumbass.
Yeah, and people just, like, this is how you solve it, and you're like, no.
Yeah, and, like, there's such a potential for backseat gaming when it comes to...
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to puzzle games specifically.
That's why I don't think I
Twitch.
can play RPGs on, like, Twitch or anything, because I just, like...
You speedrun shit.
Yeah, but that's different.
Oh,
I can play RPGs. But yeah, well, like, right now I was like, the other day I was trying to stream Mother 1, and I was like, this game is not interesting for people to watch, but I'm having fun. Because, like, most of it's really grindy, and it's also, like, a NES game. So it's, like, low pixel, low everything.
I played Earthbound once.
Good game.
Was I supposed to enjoy it?
Did you not enjoy it?
No.
Oh.
I played a ROM of it called Earthbound Uncut.
Oh, that's basically the I'm too poor to afford the actual cartridge version.
Wow, I didn't realize you'd fucking...
Yeah.
Welcome to the Classist Podcast.
No, yeah, go ahead. Fucking tell... I thought it was, like, it was the original, like, Japanese thing that was, like, it included a lot of dialogue and stuff that was in the Japanese version, hence it being uncut.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
No, clearly I was too fucking... Please, sir, may I have some more? Oh, you could just take some Earthbound Uncut. Oh, thank you, sir. I'll play this on my PlayStation. Yeah, that's what it fucking was.
I mean...
You classist bitch asshole.
Earthbound, like, actual cartridge is like $300, $400.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's gonna pay that kind of money when you're a student? Not us, dummy!
I just thought it was like one of those like
I think
artsy, like...
Dude, I took
The video games, you gotta have...
No one can see the sunglasses, Paul!
They can hear the voice. Now, video games, you're gonna want to have the purist. You wanna have the Japanese influence, because it's a Japanese role-playing game.
You know, like that shit.
Thank you, artistic Paul, for making your appearance.
What's a very British name?
Fucking, like, William.
That was ace there.
Maximilian.
Maximilian, there we go. That's the character persona for whenever I put on these glasses and put on that voice.
Okay. Yeah, but that was my shot in the dark. I think that's what it is, because I know there's a cartridge version of Chrono Trigger called, like, Chrono Trigger Crimson. It's literally just a cheaper version of Chrono Trigger. That's literally all it is. So I think that's Earthbound Uncut. But I could be wrong.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Are you ready to switch gears? I've got a topic for you.
Do it.
Okay, so I've been struggling with this for a while, especially since at the time of recording the podcast, I put out my video saying I'm gonna stream full-time, like, basically 2 weeks before school starts. And I know that I will not be able to do, like, 40 hours a week during school, because school itself is another, at the very minimum, 20 hours. So, how do you think school is gonna impact your creation of shit on the internet and streaming and shit?
I was actually thinking about that the other day.
It's interesting, for you, your productivity may go up, because you have a consistent schedule now. For me, without a doubt, it's gonna go down. Do you think you're gonna surpass me in terms of followers?
Fuck no. You're already like quadruple, if not 50 times more than I. How many do you have?
I think around 850?
Yeah, you're about 10 times more than where I'm at right now.
Alright.
I mean, to be fair, you also stream a lot more than I. Oh, shut up.
What did I do?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going like, we're making like this turtle face.
No, I was... no one can see it, just keep talking.
Good, I'm glad they can't see. Yeah, I think I have like almost 80 followers. But I don't stream a ton, and I want to more. But I also need to find, like... Recently, I started just, like, playing Tetris Attack on the Super Nintendo, and, like, I was trying to speedrun that, and, like, that was actual... Like, I was having fun. Like, I was having a lot of fun playing it, so, like, I'm trying to find... stuff I can play.
I thought there was like a conflict element, and like people were in my chat going, "Get off your knees, you're blowing the game, fucking prick!
No.
You're playing as Tetris."
I think the opposite, because it's not. I don't know. I don't think there's a huge following behind it. So like, only people who really showed up in my chat were my regulars. It's not that I'm disrespecting them, but like, it's also nice to see that when you stream something that like a new person shows up, and you're like, "Oh, cool, I'm expanding and shit."
It is really nice to see a new commenter, because like, I'm not sure if this is just me and I'm just like a dick for thinking this, but like as soon as you see a new commenter, you're basically like, it's in the bag. Yeah. Because any new viewer could like show up and not care, but like any new commenter clearly cares enough to like,
it's in the bag.
I'm so glad I'm not the only streamer who sees it that way.
Absolutely.
Because like, as soon as I see like,
I love new faces.
Big Butts 49 goes like, what do you have to do in this portion of the game? And like, if I'm playing something I'm new to, I'm just thinking, shit, gotta pull up Wikipedia, don't want to lose a new viewer. But like, if I'm playing something like Stardew Valley, a game I know inside and out, I'm like, it's no problem. And you're like, oh, what the fuck does Marnie like? Oh, she likes pumpkin pie. You know what I'm saying?
No. I mean, sure, but I've never played Stardew Valley, so I can't.
That's fair. Basically, you have to give people gifts, so it's like, what does Marnie like? Like, really nuanced question.
Pumpkin pie!
Yeah, and you just go like, a pumpkin pie, bitches! It's something that doesn't help me in the real world. I could go out tomorrow, get a job at a fucking CVS, and CVS will be like, so what experience do you have with a cash register? And maybe I'll say none, because I'm too fucking chicken shit to pull up my old convenience store job, because I feel like if I brought them up, they're just gonna say like, yeah, you quit, the bastard, or something like that, or they're gonna kill me.
I think places like, rather than say you quit, then you got fired.
Yeah, that's fair. But then the CVS is gonna be like, hey, what the fuck does Marnie like in Stardew Valley? And you could be like, pumpkin pie, I think, and they're like, you're in.
I don't think they'll ask that.
You never know. The 21st century is defined by...
Mr. Tweed, listen, we want to give you this job at CVS.
Oh, golly, I sure hope I make it.
Alright. Just one final thing. I'm folding the resume right now, and I'm sliding it over to you.
Well, you gotta actually unfold the resume, dude.
Sorry. I'm folding up the resume right now.
Are you?
Yes.
Let's hear it again. Okay.
I'm sliding it over to you.
No one can hear that. You put it away from the microphone.
I'm sliding it over to you.
Yeah.
There, it's in your hands now.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay. One final question though, and this is a make or break if you get the job. What does Marnie like? in Stardew Valley.
Oh my god.
Amethyst, shit!
Get out of here! Get out of here!
That's a very stupid situation you crafted there, Adrian. Put my book back.
Do you like how I slid the resume over to you multiple times?
Is he stalking me after he shot me out of his fucking...
Yeah.
He's just like yelling after me, hey, come back! And I come back timidly. Wasn't it cool how I slid the resume over to you? And I was like, yeah! He was like, you're in.
This is all a test. Oh.
Shit, I was gonna say something about that. Keep fucking talking about stupid shit.
But what I was gonna say before was, back to the main topic of discussion, I should say.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1 or 2 days I will actually dedicate to streaming, because I know I have like 1 day where I don't have any class, but then again, I'm also doing another show that I don't know the schedule of yet, and they'll probably throw a rehearsal on the day I don't have anything. So, I might have like I might have consistency, but I don't know how much hours I'll be able to put in yet. That's all I gotta say about that.
How many hours?
Did I say how much hours?
Yeah.
Oops. How many hours?
You're embarrassing yourself on the internet, dude. Oh, is that the clapping really fast thing?
Yeah.
What's the coolest thing you can do physically?
Probably juggle.
Juggle?
Yeah.
All right. How many balls can you juggle?
3.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to learn how to do it for clown class. It was part of my mark to learn how to juggle.
Was it bad? Was that class bad? What? Okay. Yeah. There's something in there. Performance class. What the fuck relation does that have to streaming, if any?
Okay. I guess I should change that. I would change that question over to what does voice class have to do with performance? Because performance.
So clown class had absolutely fucking nothing to do with streaming?
Clown class? Okay. Because in acting and theater in general, there's this. That's my mustache. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have to grow a beard for my show.
Okay.
So I'm trying that.
I was gonna ask when you came over, but I didn't want to like open with like, what the fuck is that pubic hair growing on?
I know, dude. I've never had to grow them before, so it's very patchy and like puby. So.
That's fine. I can't grow shit for shit. Anyway, go on.
Take vitamin B12 and 6 and some biotin if you want a beard.
I think there's some in Haven's room.
There you go.
Great. I'll just steal my girlfriend's pills and grow a beard. How weird is that sentence out of context? Move on to your fucking thing.
It's also for nails. Yeah, so, performance and clown. Okay, clown basically teaches you not necessarily how to be a clown, it's more the mindset of what a clown, like the mindset you need to be in to clown. Yes, that's a verb. Like, it's more...
No, that's to clown around. That sounds...
Oh, yeah.
That's reasonable, yeah.
Oh, you're right. It's more just like being open to everything. Honestly, improv is very similar to clown. It's very, very similar.
Wouldn't you say that streaming is basically just like one-man improvisation with a video game?
With some
like...
content to like play with? Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that.
There's like very little scripted shit you can do unless you're a speedrunner, so I guess maybe you. But like in terms of like the just having fun playing around, especially the shit I do,
yeah,
where I advertise my stream as like comedy or entertainment value, all I can do is look at a game and go, his haircut's weird.
Yeah.
And like I can't script that shit because I've never seen this dude's haircut before. Maybe I have in terms of like Paper Mario, and then I can prepare a few jokes there. But if I am, I'm really fucking losing.
Yeah.
I'm a loser.
There's never, I don't think I've ever gone into a stream going, all right, this is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the punchline. Here comes the boss. Oh, and look, he has a penis move. Like, I don't.
Yeah, don't rehearse your fucking streams.
No, that's dumb.
I feel like that's something that everybody knows, though. I feel like that's something that, like, someone will be like, oh, I'm giving advice. Don't rehearse your streams. And it's like,
Yeah.
no fucking shit. Meanwhile, the guy giving advice is like a guy with like 100 fucking followers on Twitch, and it's like, oh, dude, oh, thank you, Big Butts 48. Where would I be without you?
I think the only like scripted thing, like I'm putting scripted in quotes, like I would ever like say on stream is just something I was really knowledgeable about, and I just be like, oh, regurgitate information and spit it out.
That's not even scripted. That's just like, this reminds me of this thing that I can educate you guys on.
Not like, or if someone asks a question like, what does Marlene like in Stardew Valley? You just know that so well, it almost, you're like, oh, she likes pumpkin pie.
Well, it's
like,
Marnie, but yeah.
Whatever. I don't play the game.
You should, it's good.
farming
Okay.
simulators.
So what does voice class have to do with it? You fucking chewing into the mic.
Oh, was I? I'm sorry. For
Yeah.
anybody who hates the sound of the gum, I'm gonna spit it out. There's paper towel over here.
Golly, yeah, you can use it.
Just one sheet.
I'm one sheet poorer now.
Now it's half a sheet.
Well, what are you gonna do? Stick the other? Oh, you did.
It's in my ass.
I was like being sarcastic when I said stick the other half inside the paper towel roll. Now it just looks like I'm messy.
I be litter free in Paul's room.
Shut up and talk about voice class.
In voice class is just like, it teaches you how to like not strain your voice and like vocal exercises you can do to like, you know, warm up your throat and everything. So like when you're talking a lot, you basically don't wake up the next morning going, oh, my throat's all scratchy and itchy. So like, if anything, it's just taught me how to like protect my voice and my throat from being just like beaten to shit.
Would I get anything out of that class? Like,
I feel like you'd come into it and you'd be like, what the fuck am I learning? Because, I mean, it's very tied into performance and acting, so it might just be like a what the fuck for you, but for me it's like,
Ah, yes, this connects the dots in A, B, and C, and now this makes a little more sense.
I meant more in the sense of like it teaches you how to like not be like have a bad voice in the morning. But like I already don't have that, and I think it's because I put at this point if I'm putting in 8 hours of fucking talking in a row, obviously I'm not gonna have like a bad voice tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. Again,
Like, will I actually get an end result out of that class other than maybe like theory of
I
performance?
think it might enlighten you a bit just on what it means, like how much practice and training goes into just like speaking on stage.
Okay.
And like
So it's very stage. It's not very recordy.
any type of talking, really. It's voice and speech, like tech. I don't know, just like talking, dude.
All right.
I can't really be like, I can't give you like a finite definition because it covers a lot of ground. It just, oh my god, dude, this is like explaining anything theater ever to anyone. You just, it's very hard to just pin it down because it's like this huge mind map and like things connect things and things that are connecting to other things actually connect to one big thing. And it's an ever-growing spectrum, and you're just like,
How do I tell you what the fuck I do?
What's the average life, the daily life of a theater kid explained in a one-word story? You start.
well,
You
seemed
very
odd.
there.
Are
You
okay? Question mark.
yes,
Replied,
Arnold.
oh,
No,
said,
Leanne.
back,
To
work,
okay,
said,
Arnold.
so,
Arnold
went
back
to
work. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that improv. We used to be good. What happened?
I
to
haven't
us?
done improv in a very long time.
Okay. We're gonna have some serious DM tabletop ass fucking situational roleplay. Okay.
Okay.
Adrian.
Hi.
All right. You with your drama
Oh,
background
shut up.
are in an elevator.
Okay. Oh my god.
What is
you're-
wrong with you?
No, nothing. Continue.
You're in an elevator, okay?
Yep, okay.
In the elevator are 3 other people, okay?
Okay.
One's got like a business coat, maybe like he looks a little bit fedorable, but like he doesn't look like a neckbeard, okay? He
Okay.
looks like one of those like 1940s gangsters. Another one looks pretty loosey-goosey. You could see them as an artist, but they could also be a functional member of society that doesn't suck. The third person, she looks very determined, but that's the only thing you can figure out about her.
What's she wearing?
What the fuck is
Seriously,
wrong with
no,
you?
not like-
What the fuck is wrong with
Not
you?
like
I'm
a.
trying to paint
Not like a.
good
Not like a.
story.
Not like a.
Fucking asshole.
Not like a.
You misogynist
is she
prick.
naked?
You sexist scum.
Okay, because everybody so far I've pictured is in like business casual. Well, one guy's.
She's in business casual.
Okay, that's what I was just trying to confirm with you.
All right. But she looks,
Also, was she naked?
but she looks very determined, okay?
Okay.
The elevator suddenly stops.
Oh no. You just go.
Yeah, just go. What do you do?
I start pressing buttons. I roll for chance.
No, you don't roll. This ain't fucking Dungeons and Dragons.
Did I roll a 20?
This is situational. Shut up.
Critical hit. Doors open. We're free.
You need to get out of this elevator, okay?
Okay.
You don't have any dice.
Fuck! We're screwed, folks.
What do you do?
Okay, I try pressing buttons, see if it works.
Okay, none of the buttons like have any sort of response.
Shit.
There's like a little red light in the elevator. It's very cliche, and like the red light is like the emergency light, and everyone else is just sort of looking around. Remember, you have a background in theater.
What does that have to do with anything?
It really doesn't. You've screwed yourself over by choosing this major. Anyway.
Moral of the story is, you fucked.
Honestly, the entire story was gearing up for that punchline. That's all I wanted to get across.
You suck.
Very much so. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Is there anything specifically that you want to get into once the school year begins? Like, are you going to try to branch out your content creation to, like, actual theater stuff as well?
I don't think anybody really cares about that.
I care.
Oh! Well, like, what would you want to see? I think that's a better question to ask, because I don't fucking know. Who wants to, like, open up a stream and be like, today, children, we'll be talking about...
Not in the stream, per se, but, like, actual on-stage shit. I feel like you can translate a lot of stuff on... Because, like, I'm not sure if I've gotten into this tangent in a podcast before. Maybe I have. But, like, YouTube as a medium first showed up around, what, 2004, 2005? Something like that? Mm. And, fun fact, it actually started as a dating site. Did you know that?
YouTube?
Yeah.
Huh.
Its original motto, do you remember the original motto of YouTube?
No.
Broadcast yourself. So the idea was that you were showing your own personality.
You.
Yeah, off to the world. And it was like, here's what I'm up to in my daily life. Please date me. But then it just became a medium where people could, like, share cool shit across
I mean, even the first video on YouTube isn't a fucking dating-related video. It's just, like, some guy at the zoo.
Yeah, but that's still, like, a thing that he's doing in his life.
I guess so.
So it's, like, it's personal, and dating has to do with personal shit. Anyway, that was sort of a tangent and a half.
More like fucking all the time.
So YouTube started out as like a dating thing, and then like only really as of like I'd say 2007, 2008, it was
like Meme Central.
No, it was like monetizable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So suddenly a couple of really popular people on the website. We're talking like the big players like Fred, Niga Higa, Shane Dawson, Smosh.
Oh, why do I know all of the names?
Because they were like the original like big Anyway,
that's how I feel about them.
Like they all quickly went like, hey, wait, shit, I'm getting paid for this, like all of a sudden. And that was in the day when like only the best of the best got to even have their videos like gain profits and things like that. Mm-hmm. And then like there was like a dynamic shift, and as of like 2010, 2011, it was like almost everybody who's been on YouTube for a long time or has a certain number of subscribers can get money. And then I think it was 2013 where like anybody... No, it can't have been 2013. Probably 2012, where like anybody could apply for monetization. And that's sort of like the point where like things clearly became a lot more like open and stuff like that, where anybody could make a profit, but less and less people like were clearly making a profit, if that makes sense. And then as of now, people are like, oh my god, YouTube has deemed my fucking content unsafe for advertisers, silencing free speech, even though like they're their own commercial platform, and that's literally not the definition of free speech. But like, I find it really weird that people are suddenly going like, oh my god, YouTube possibly isn't a career for me, when it only started up as like a decade and a half ago, and only became like, it only really became like even possible to monetize, I'd say as of a decade ago, absolute earliest. Mm-hmm. And people are really quick to forget that. A career spans multiple decades, if you ask me. If you said, I have a career now, I'm gonna assume that like that's a type of like job you're going to have for a long time, you know?
Yeah, that's what pretty much a title is, a career.
Yeah, so I find it really weird that like people are going like, oh my god, fucking YouTube, what are you doing? I was trying to base my career off of this. And I'm just thinking, you're a fucking idiot. Because, like, I'm not delusional. I don't think Twitch is going to be the primary streaming platform in 40 years. And I'm not going to be a streamer in 40 years, I don't imagine.
Nope.
And like, if you are a streamer like in year 1, unless you really enjoy streaming and that's it, like I just want to do something I love. But if you're thinking like, I'm gonna keep getting bigger and I'm gonna be a streamer in 40 years, I'm gonna point to you and say like, you're fucking dumbass.
Unless you're like Lyric or something, but
Why Lyric?
that guy gets like 1,000, like at least 100,000. What's the word? 100,000, yeah, like viewers per stream.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and like most of them are subscribers and most of them cheer, so that's a lot of money.
Right, but do you think he's gonna be a streamer in 40 years? I'm not talking like he's clearly losing popularity or anything like that.
Well,
I'm talking,
that's not what I was saying, but
yeah, I'm talking about like a revolution, not unlike the one where YouTube changes algorithms to allow Let's Players and shit like that to make more money. Where like Twitch suddenly, oh my god, this type of streamer becomes unmonetizable. Suppose like Twitch makes a decision overnight that means that variety streamers suddenly lose everything and speedrunners are like the kings. That could happen.
That's possible. The thing is though, they like also implemented fucking IRL, right? Twitch is just like, do whatever the fuck you want at this point. We give up. And like they don't care because
Hold on, what was it at the beginning that wasn't do whatever the fuck you want?
People doing fucking streams were just like a webcam. Like IRL streams were like banned at one point. It had to be gaming content. And then they're like, too many people are doing this and they're getting away with it. We'll make a fucking channel instead. And then IRL became a real thing. And same with creative, and same with cooking. And
Creative
same
was
with...
good. Creative is good.
Creative was a very good step in the right direction because like people would stream like art and stuff, and like it would, you know, get people to show up. And they're just like, fuck, this is cool, but like no one can really find it unless you know the person. So we'll make a creative section, and you do whatever the fuck you want there, as long as it's labeled under creative. No one really gives a shit. And then IRL, people like, especially women, like this is very fucking sexist, or like it might sound sexist or whatever, but like no, it was very much women doing like, watch me play this game, and like the webcam was 90% of the screen, and like 10% was like Just Dance, and then they're like, oh fuck, we need to do something about this. And then they did IRL pretty much, and then we're just like, you can just have your whole face on the webcam and it's fine.
I will say, from being in the same house as a girl who attempts to stream and just, you know, make her own thing with streaming, it's really hard when you're not being a tit camera to be a girl on stream. Because, like, men will instantly discredit you, and I have no fucking clue why.
Because people are fucking dicks.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
If you're like, hey, look at my boobies, they're like, oh, I have 100 bits, you want them in your boobies? Okay. And then if you're just like, oh, I'm girl and no voice or like no camera, they're just like, you're probably fucking ugly.
I mean, I'm not trying to like insert my fucking liberal agenda here, but I'm just gonna call them as I sees them, and like, yeah, it's anecdotal evidence, fucking shoot me in the face, why don't you? But like, I've been behind the shoulder of Haven streaming. Sometimes I've just been like, I had adopted an angry expression and just been there in the background and waited there until she noticed. It was a lot of fun. But like, it's really weird to see like firsthand, like some of the times it's just like harder for girls to be like streamers and be considered, and we're seeing like a repeat of like the whole like girls can't be gamers, but like not as overt, you know?
Yeah.
It's gone from like girls can't possibly also be gamers. Yeah, we'll name every single Call of Duty game in order and like name the official day they came out. It's gone from that to like, I don't know, I'm not into watching girls stream, you know, like that sort of thing. I'm being serious, like...
Yeah. I mean, I don't care what the fuck you are as a human or what you identify as or anything. If you make good content, I'll fucking watch you.
Yeah.
It's just most of the time, like, this is just off what I've seen, and this might sound biased or something, but like, most of the time, successful girl streamers are successful is because they use, like, their sex as a crutch.
Yeah.
And they're just like, who cares when I'm playing? Look at my tits. Look, I'm a girl. Haha, oh, you're so funny, teehee. Like,
and you could put blame on either of those things. You could put blame on the girls themselves, like in those particular positions for using their sex. You could also put blame on like a system that like means that you have to arguably have to use your sex as a crutch to get there. Because like it has to be said, there's got to be how many girls stream on Twitch? There's got to be at least one that's moderately funny, as funny as like who's a really pathetic like high up streamer. I can't think of that many.
Pathetic? What do you mean by that? Just
like they're not
very good.
They're not good. They're not funny. There's that fucking guy who plays Hearthstone that you watch.
Oh, Crip?
Yeah.
No, he's hilarious. I love him.
Every single time I've watched him, he's just sort of been like,
Yes.
and then like he'll put like a card in there, and then the card will destroy the other card, and he'll win. It's like,
All right.
Dude.
That's what it was. That's what the entire stream was multiple times.
I don't know. I don't know how else to describe. There's something about this doesn't appeal to him for me. I don't know what it is. I just enjoy watching him. It's very chill. I don't know.
Either way, my resounding point is that like there's got to be at least one girl that's like not using her sex who is as funny as someone like PewDiePie, and the reason we don't notice it, huh?
You think he's funny?
I think he's a degree of funny.
Yeah. Okay.
I frankly, you know what, I appreciate him as a person. Maybe as a brand, I don't care that much about like his style of humor. I really enjoyed that one video he did on forced positivity, where he admits that his first few videos, he was just faking the happiness because he knew that's what people wanted to see.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that he cast a light on that and is like fully transparent with like what his motives are and how he feels and stuff like that. Also, did you see his recent announcement that he's going to stop the Nazi jokes, not necessarily be out of like political correctness or anything like that, but because there's an actual Nazi movement and he wants to not be associated with them, and it's like his own personal choice. I find his decisions like I said, as the brand, I don't care for PewDiePie. I wouldn't subscribe to PewDiePie. But, like, as a person, I haven't found, like, a resolving reason to go, like, wow, you're an asshole.
Right, what was that, like, huge scandal that, like, happened with him, and then he had to, like, do a public apology?
It was this anti-Semitic thing where he got people on Fiverr.com and got them to hold up anti-Semitic signs in languages they didn't understand.
What anti-Semitic was it?
It means anti-Jewish.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it was a very lol too edgy for me joke. And he got slapped for it, and he got slapped pretty much appropriately for it.
Yeah, because what the fuck is that,
yeah,
dude?
No.
That's...
Yeah, he's made bad decisions.
This seems okay, said no one.
He's made bad decisions. I'm not gonna pretend he's like a fantastic guy. I also didn't realize this would become the podcast where we just shit on like other people. But then again, I kind of led with that when I said, "Who's a pathetic streamer?" So I mean, yeah, guilty as fucking charged.
Yeah, I mean,
and on a whole,
putting yourself out there, get ready to be criticized, motherfuckers.
Yeah, on a whole. I really wish that a lot of the better streamers who are shit at marketing were more easily noticeable. You know, there are some that have got like great connections. There are certain streamers that I've seen in the past where they got like 1,000 followers in like a couple of weeks, as opposed to like me having to build over a period of around 1 year and a bit. To get to almost 1,000 where I am now, and they're boring as sin. It's not. That's a professional criticism. I'm not saying like they don't deserve their fame or why aren't I more popular or even just like fucking don't watch them. To me, they're boring as sin, and they clearly got by on their connections. I do not have connections. I'm piss poor at. I don't fucking.
I also
streams.
don't. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and like that'll burn you in the long run if you don't fucking watch streams.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
And I also, I don't know, the thought of networking just to get like followers doesn't seem, quote unquote, like fair or something.
I don't want to like comment on somebody's stream so like a lot of times like just saying like haha I like your stream and just like fucking participate in the conversation in the hopes that they'll auto host me one day. That's a fucking dick ass move.
Yeah, networking just on like a stream platform sounds so stupid to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like what you're supposed to do in like anything. Like even in the theater world, you better fucking know how to network, otherwise you're screwed.
I guess theater is like another huge.
Yeah, but to me, it's just like, oh, hi, you're cool, tee. Please like me, please give me your viewers, please. I'm lazy and didn't want to do the work. You did all the work, so please. Like, that's just what it sounds like to me. So I don't care if I have fucking 200 followers for the rest of my life. I will never, ever network. Nope.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I won't do it. I will never do it.
I mean, if you're joining like a performance troupe, that's okay. I mean, you know me. I'm involved in professional improv troupe.
If it's IRL, you know I'm networking. But if it's on Twitch, fuck that, dude. That sounds. Oh god,
dude. Did I ever tell you?
Feels so gross.
Did I ever tell you? I hope they're cool with me saying this. Did I ever tell you about the first meeting that I ever attended with that improv group?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, so I don't remember the specifics of it because it was so long ago. It was back in like January or something like that.
Okay.
But the improv group was they were a bunch of cool people. They were a bunch of noticeably older people. Like I was the youngest in the group by a good 3 or 4 years.
Dude. They're all much older than you.
Yeah, so I was like already intimidated that they were like, "All right, show us what you've got," because you submitted an application and stuff like that. And come to our practice and practice with us. And I was like, "All right, cool, sure." fine. And so I came there, as timid as fucking ever. Like, I'm not sure if you remember my first day in our, like, improv club at school, but do you remember, were you there the first day? I sat in literally the corner, in the one chair in the corner, and didn't talk to anybody. That was, like, before improv began. Like, that was my first exposure with improv. I was just like,
I hope people will like me.
Yeah.
yeah, and I didn't really get into it until, like, a couple weeks in. It was the same thing with that improv troupe.
Yeah, and then you also were like, hey man, what's your name? Hi, I'm Paul. I wish one day I could be like you, Adrian.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? And you also thought I was older than you. Which
Yeah,
is
I
funny.
thought you were, like, 4th year at the time.
No.
And when I was in 1st year.
And I was like, who is this guy and why is he being so nice?
It was mainly because you were Italian and tall and good at acting, and I just wanted to be like you know what I'm saying?
You know Italian, right?
What? No, yeah, actually, I know Italian. Yeah, frullatore, my friend. That means blender.
I was gonna say, I'm like, Paul, that's not even like a saying. You just said something in
No, I
Italian.
said frullatore.
It's blender.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now you
Okay.
say it.
No.
Come on, frullatore.
Why do you want me to say blender in Italian?
No, I don't want you to say that. I want you to say.
Frullatore.
All right, there we go. Cool. I just want there to be somewhere on this podcast where you say Italian stuff.
Buongiorno.
All right, good enough. Okay, so at the improv thing, I'm okay with like one-on-one conversations.
Yeah.
Hence why I was able to talk to you and be like, I want to be like you. Meanwhile, like, yeah, thanks for shaking my hand on a fucking podcast for a joke. Anyway, in crowds, that's where I like fail miserably. Yeah, I'll just put up my hands, go, that's it, and walk away.
Yeah.
So the same thing happened with that improv meeting, and like things went decently for the first little bit. We started doing exercises, and we started doing like word association and stuff like that. And at one point, one member stopped like us in the middle of our like warm-ups to say like, I don't think you are actually making a good connection there. I don't see the connection between this, which ended up in an hour-and-a-half long fucking debate about the schools of thought in improv. Like, one was being very academic, like, you have to do this by the book, and another was doing, like, I want to throw a wrench in there, fuck you, you know, like that sort of thing. Except it was a very civil discussion, but it ended up getting so fucking heated that, give me a first name.
Dylan.
Alright, Dylan, was fucking, like, saying, no, you gotta do it like this, and
Robert.
And
Jimmy.
Robert and Jimmy were on the other side, and like I was on Robert and Jimmy's side. I'm not really an academic per se. I don't really like rules for rules' sake, and I love throwing wrenches into things. I love being unexpected and stuff like that. So we were all like softcore on this one side, except even though the spat was originally between Dylan and Jimmy, or sorry, Dylan and Robert, Jimmy got really fucking into it and started campaigning hard for Robert's side, even though Robert was the type during a debate to just sit back and go, okay. Trying to see your side of the story. You know, like that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And it ended up, after an hour and a half, by the by, we only had 5 members of the whole 6 cast, and originally, this at that point, like, the 6th guy who happened to live at the place that we were meeting came home. His name was... Bert came home, started like fucking getting snacks from the kitchen, listening to us, and started contributing to the conversation, like the debate, hardcore, as like these people were starting to yell at each other, and eventually Jimmy like went for the door. He said, "You know what? Fuck you, Dylan!" Slammed the door, and I said, I just like fucking. Sorry, that was Jimmy, yeah, not Robert. Did I say that? Jimmy just basically said, "Fuck you, Dylan!" Slammed the door. Goodbye. He's out of there. I turn to Robert and I say, like, does this happen every meeting or is this the first? And, like, he was completely, like, serious deadpan the whole debate, right? He turns to me, smiles for the first time and says, welcome to our improv group.
That was all fake?
No, it wasn't fake, but he was just weirdly humorous about it.
Oh, so it's just that?
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna come back and be like, gotcha!
No.
Oh.
Like, everyone else was still boiling mad at each other for no good reason. And I swear to God, like, Robert and I seemed like the only people who were just taking this as a debate instead of taking it personally. And yeah, I turned to Robert and was like, does this happen every time? And he just turned to me, welcome to our improv group. Just
my
smiling,
God.
and then turned back. And, like, it was the most, like, wholly uncomfortable thing ever. I don't know how this has to do anything with streaming. Right, it has to do with networking. So yeah, sometimes it's weird. Sometimes I wonder if, like, and I've voiced this to them before. Sometimes I wonder if like if it's actually a good move that I got with them in the first place, because they seem very content with staying in the same area, whereas I know I'm not going to live in St. Fucksburg. This place is St. Fucksburg, yeah?
It is now.
Cool. No, Small Fucksburg. And then Fuckerinoville is next door.
Fuckerinoville is next
Yeah,
door.
I remember this. Yeah. And I find it weird that I'm starting to wonder, like, am I burning myself by being with them instead of, like, yeah, why don't you giggle at that? Instead of, like, picking one of them going, I want to do a partnership with you. Because I don't feel like I click in terms of improv with, like, one or two of them. And, like, us as a group, sometimes we have, like, flop nights. And, like, it's really weird to... Every group has a flop night, right?
Yeah.
But, like, at the consistency we go about it and, like, the way we try to eliminate flop nights, I wonder, like... Is this the right way we're going? And it makes me wonder, are all connections good? Like, let's say you fucking partnered with PewDiePie right before the anti-Semitic thing. Do you think it would damage your brand? Like, do you think
Probably not.
Do you think Jacksepticeye, like, received a dip in, subscribers following the whole PewDiePie thing? I guess not, because he spoke out against PewDiePie when that happened. And,
Yeah.
like, everyone was going, oh, you fucking snake! You fucking traitor! He raised you! And it's like, yeah, he also did a bad anti-Semitic thing. I
Yeah.
think Jacksepticeye was well within his bounds.
I mean, that could also be said about the JonTron thing, but that's like a whole other level, right?
Yeah, I mean, largely, unless you build your brand on I'm also going to talk about politics, it's probably not wise to talk about politics, period. Because, like, when people joined JonTron, they were like, woohoo, guy who makes funny content. And as soon as you get political, there's going to be at least one section of your audience that goes, oh, he has this political opinion. I just presumed up until now that he had mine. It's not just the demographic that doesn't care about him, like what political alignment he has, but like anything but a Nazi or anything but an alt-right, you know, like that sort of thing. Yeah. But also the guys who just assume, yeah, JonTron's probably a fucking liberal like me, and like sitting back and just like basking in that. And suddenly it becomes apparent that he's showing some alt-right tendencies, and like the liberals who specifically think that he's liberal go, wait a fucking minute. You know, like that sort of thing. I think it's kind of unfair to assume that about someone, but at the same time, if you're going to exhibit political tendencies as a big fucking gamer YouTuber, as if those two things have anything in common, you should either not do it at all, or like consistently do it. You can't be inconsistent with this shit.
I guess that's true. I mean, for obvious reasons, but...
I've been talking for a long time on this podcast.
You're very passionate about your views, and I respect that, man.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You want to hug it out? Yeah, alright. Alright, cool. That was the lamest fucking hug we've ever done.
Yeah. Like, you know, like, streams that have, like, a bunch of fucking, like, pop-ups and alerts and shit?
What, like, in the like, the heads-up display that the, like, streamer specifically
Yeah, like
crafts?
a stream layout.
I guess, yeah.
Like, does that bother you at all?
I'll answer that when I come back.
Okay!
Sorry, what?
Or, like,
I was taking a quick
have you
shit.
ever been, like, taken out of a stream by, like, all, like, the pop-ups and, like, the layout and shit?
No, to be honest, I'm, like, one of the most egregious small-time streamers that I know, for, like, pop-up, or not pop-up shit, but, like, extra shit. Because I've got the border, and the border has a lot of information on it. Because at the top, it's got, like, twitch.tv/tweedsguide, in case you fucking forgot, apparently. On, like, two corners, it has, like, little icons representing what type of stream it is. And then at the bottom, it's got, like, the most recent follower and the most recent donator. And then sometimes if I play, like, donated games, I also include who donated the game. And that's a lot of fucking information. Usually, the streamers that I associate with, usually they're just content to have, like, one extra thing. Like, maybe a webcam, or maybe a thing saying, this was the last donator and follower.
Yeah.
But not even as much as a border. Am I annoying?
No.
Am I one of those fucking cancers?
There's just one, like, streamer in my mind, and he just has, like...
We're just shitting on all other streamers this entire podcast.
It's just... I don't understand the appeal of, like, having a million fucking things on your stream and, like, the gameplay being, like, tiny as hell. Like, picture, like, an overall, like, 1920 by 1080, like, stream screen. Okay?
1080 screen, eh?
Yeah!
You said 1920, I couldn't help it.
1920s, eh? Like, a third of that is like a full chat, and it's like a special chat. So it has
No,
the-
I do not like the fucking full chat. If I wanted to see the chat, I'd look to the fucking left.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, wait, the right, I guess.
Yeah.
I look to the fucking right, and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, the chat. I get that it's like, oh, so the streamer can see, or like people can see when the streamer sees the chat, but it's like, I've already seen the fucking chat, yo. I know what it is. It takes up like at least a tenth of the screen in all situations. You were saying?
and like, but it's like a special chat. So not only does it have their username, it also has their fucking like profile picture on Twitch.
I've
pop
never
up.
seen that. I've never seen
So yeah,
that.
it runs through like a feed, and then the feed pops up on his stream. Anyways, that's like 1/3, and then at the bottom is like this thick text bar. It's like recent subscriber, top donator, recent and tops. And then there's like a fucking like picture of like bacon like grilling on a stove,
People are gonna be able to find this. This is very specific.
and he does it sometimes. But all in all, it's in like a special layout. So not only is the layout like filling the gaps between everything, so there's specifically gaps for the layout. And then anytime somebody like follows, a slot machine rolls up in front of the screen, goes ding, and it's like new follower, and then like fucking confetti and shit sprays out, and you're like, I can't see anything, I just know there's a follower now.
That's like a Rube Goldberg machine on a stream.
Pretty much. And then he goes, okay everybody, we gotta stop the stream for a sec for a roulette and like a virtual wheel spins. He's like, okay, this guy's mod for like 10 hours. Okay, back to the stream. And it's just like, what the fuck?
What the fuck kind of Ford-ass assembly line of a stream is this guy running? This guy
Actually,
doesn't sound real.
The stream doesn't, it's like a game show.
It's fucking like, we gotta pause to do the roulette wheel. You spin the roulette wheel, it has like 3 bowling balls in a row. It's like, oh, you know what time it is, stream. They transition to a fucking bowling game. A real life fucking...
Make that your stream now?
A real life fucking bowling game. Like they have to take the webcam, show it to like a bowling alley in the next room over, and he bowls, and like he gets a strike, and it's like, oh, we got a strike. Move the webcam outside. It's a fucking baseball game, and like a fucking like a Babe Ruth animatronic that he built himself is there, and he's like, strike, and like, oh sorry, it's got to be in robot voice, so it's like it hits and it's like strike. And then, like, fucking, it hits off into the distance, and, like, there's a camera on the fucking baseball, so they transition to that camera, and it lands in the next fucking county over, and, like, a little kid picks it up, and it's like, now it's time to learn our ABCs, and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ! It's something like that?
That's the stream, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, not only is his voice, like, really low, but he also talks, like, in vocal fry, so he's like, yes, we're gonna do this for you right now.
That's not vocal fry.
Vocal fry's like this. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
vocal fry's like this.
My bad. Well, he just has a very like low. Sounds like a county voice almost. He's like, yo, y'all, what do you want to do? Blah, 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 blah. And it's very hard to understand. And I'm like, okay.
I had a friend who had like the deepest voice ever and always spoken vocal fry, and like he never like had any variance to his voice. So like you tell him a joke and he'd be like, "That's really funny," and like you would never know how to perceive him. And like he was always just like the scariest motherfucker. He like I can recall maybe him smiling twice in his entire fucking life, right? So like you couldn't like gauge anything. Like he never smiled, he never fucking cried, and like if you ever told him a lie, it was really weird how like perceptive he was. He'd like look you in the eye for like 5 seconds and then go like, "You're lying," and it was like, yeah. Like at one point, like I was a complete asshole when I was in fucking grade 8, and at one point he noticed that I was dragging my heels, and I didn't want to admit that I felt like being in the mood, so I was like, man, my grandma died. My grandma didn't actually fucking die, and so he just like looked at me for 5 seconds, and yeah, and he told me like, "You're lying, your grandma didn't die," and I was like, no, she actually did, and he said something along the lines of, "So how long do you want to embarrass yourself for?" And it was like, Jesus Christ, you're being mean. It was like, "You're being a liar." And it's just like, okay, fine, but my grandma didn't fucking die, man. And I
wanted to be the next politician.
And
yeah, you guys, hello.
And like, I went into the next room and just like pouted. And he just like went in after a while and was like, "Come on, cheer up, it's not that bad. At least your grandma didn't die." He had like a great sense of humor about those sorts of things. God. Like he
one to another so fast.
He was basically like the me before me, because that sounds like some shit I'd say nowadays. Like
it does.
At least your grandma didn't die. I think I learned my entire sense of humor from him. But if I went home later that day and my grandma did die,
oh,
I would be like, shit, how do I tell him that it actually happened? And then, like, I tell him, and, like, I'm crying real tears. It's like, this time it happened! And, like, he's like, okay, I believe you. And then I go home, and my mom and dad are like, good news, it was just a hernia. And I'm like, God damn it!
She's not actually dead.
So I have to go back and tell my fucking best friend, like, about my dead, undead grandma. And just be like,
She's a zombie.
yeah, I was about to say, guess what happened with my grandma? And because he's fucking perceptive, he's got like a shotgun in his hand, a Rambo fucking headband on. He's like, I know the dead are rising from the grave. Take a shotgun and ride with me.
This is a very enlightened grade 8 kid.
No, he was in grade 9 at the time.
Oh.
And even by then, like, he didn't have a voice that low yet, but he had a ridiculously low voice. Like, what's your average voice?
Me?
Yeah. Probably like that.
Oh.
Like, his voice was that low in grade...
Your grandma didn't actually die.
Yeah, no, legitimately. In grade fucking 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
In grade 9, I was like... I had the high-pitched voice in grade 9.
Yeah. I mean, he was the representation of, like, what I assumed, like, all, like, weird, like, cool kids were like. Because, like, you always hear things about, like, kids who grew up in the boonies who, like, drag raced cars in Alaska and stuff like that. And it's like... When I was 16, I used to, like, get, like, chop shop fucking cars and then race them with my friends, and then we did a flip over and we decided not to do that anymore before someone died. And I was like, dude, when I was in fucking grade 10, I figured out it only took 30 minutes to walk to my downtown fucking rural-ass town. So I walked there for 30 minutes, went around, didn't do anything because I didn't have any money and didn't have any friends, and thought, I'm being social and out and stuff, and went home. That was my fucking day. And meanwhile, like, this motherfucker, let's go bring it back to cars. This guy was, like, scary. He used to adopt the weirdest fucking hobbies. One thing he did, he once drove me home from school, and he memorized, like, from going outside the school parking lot to the first stop sign, he memorized, like, if he put as much, like, pressure down on the foot pedal, he could stop while having his eyes fucking closed. And he was like, you want to see something cool? And of course, like, I didn't know that he was gonna fucking do this dangerous shit, so I was like, yeah, sure. So he closed his eyes and leaned back, while, like, having his fucking hands on the wheel, of course, and, like, sped forward, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And, like, he had, like, the window open, so he, like, justified it as I would have heard a car.
Oh my god.
Yeah. He was basically toying with both of our lives, and, like, as I was basically going, ah! He stopped at the fucking stop sign, and he opened his eyes and was like, what'd you think of that? And I was like, I think you're a fucking asshole, mate!
Okay.
Yeah.
You are at a funeral. Okay?
Yeah.
And I can be for anybody. Maybe your grandma.
Alright.
And
is she dead? We gotta check. We gotta make sure.
And you look over, and your friend is there, and you're like, I haven't seen this guy in a very long time. He comes up to you and he goes, Paul.
That was A plus.
And no, and he goes, I'm really sorry it had to be this way. And also, I'm not a human. He takes off his mask.
Okay.
He's a robot from the future.
All right.
And he goes, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry. And I'm be this way. Please. Deactivate me from this world.
What? Okay. Alright, so I am dying to know, why the fuck did this have to be at a funeral of some unrelated fucking Randy?
I was trying to think of a high-stakes scenario that he would deliver this to.
We could have been at the top of a volcano. You chose a fucking funeral. You rolled the pair of dice and didn't get snake eyes, my friend.
I went in with no idea, and that was my idea.
That was good improv.
Thanks, man. I'm flexing that muscle again.
All right, so we're at a funeral. Randy's dead, and my friend pulls off his face and reveals himself as a robot. Everyone else is just like, that's weird, but also it's sad, it's a funeral, fuck that guy. We're still crying over the corpse, I'm gonna go ahead and assume. Did I ever tell you about what I want to do when I die? Like, what my plan is for my corpse?
Enlighten me, please.
Oh! Okay. Alright, let's paint the... Actually, let's finish this first.
Okay.
I deactivate him. Alright, now, let's... Well, I mean, robots don't die.
That's very rude. They go to robot heaven.
Did I accidentally reactivate him?
Yeah, he wakes up, he goes, that's my porn switch, you fuck.
You're being really rude. By the by, do you want to fuck?
Yeah.
Alright, so, here we go. I make the arrangements beforehand. I make friends with the funeral director, right?
Yeah.
This is a pitch perfect funeral, if you will. Like, everything about this funeral is perfect, okay?
Alright, hit me.
Alright, so, and people are learn that I died. They're very sad. They want to go to the funeral. They want to mourn my body.
We would hope.
Right? I opt for an open casket. I probably wouldn't in real life, because then you have to be embalmed and like that. Ugh, I don't want my corpse to be like stuffed full of formaldehyde. It's gross. So they go to the funeral home, right? It's locked. That's weird. The reason it's locked is because I want everyone there at the same time. So it's like, it's 30 minutes late at this point. Everyone's toe tapping, going, come on, let us into this place. Say, come on, what are you, my brother Tony, you kidding me? And eventually, the funeral director opens the doors. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, right?
He's also Italian.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Funeral homes are like an Italian sort of
Usually
thing.
are,
Yeah. So he goes, I'm a sosario. Yeah, I'm super sorry-o. Alright. So like everyone goes like, oh, finally, and they fucking flood in, right? They go to the casket. Casket's closed. Everyone makes murmurs. We thought it was an open casket. Finally, some fucking Randy gets brave enough to open the casket, right? There's nothing's there. That's weird. Except a note. What does the note say? Note says go into the next room, right?
Yeah.
So, like, everyone files into the next room. They're like, oh man, we want to see the body of Paul and mourn him, right? So they all file into this, like, this concrete, gray-ass, dark room, right? And they're all like, oh man, where's the light switch? They feel around. It's not in these walls, it's in the walls on the other side. And it's like, oh, fucking whatever. So they all bum rush the light switch.
This is gonna be so dumb, but I'm so ready for it.
And like, meanwhile the funeral director closes the door. Ka-chunk, right? There's a little bit of light coming through the door, so it's not like, oh god, what do we do? They're just like, oh man, we use the minimal light to turn on the light switch, right? They turn on the light switch.
Yeah.
And the light is also a ceiling fan, okay?
Okay.
On each blade, there is a limb. One blade is my left arm. Another blade is my right arm. One blade is my left leg. The other blade is my right leg.
Rotating starfished out?
Yeah, on rigor they rigor mortis my face to have this creepy, like, huge smile on my face, and it just slowly starts turning, right? And I am not sure on the song yet, but I'm thinking Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up starts playing, but I'm soft on the song. I could choose another one. I could choose...
That's your whole funeral?
That's my funeral. A bunch of... And my peen is dangling. I'm naked, by the by. I'm not fully clothed attached to the ceiling fan. I am completely naked. As it starts to, like, spin more, my peen starts, like, circling more and more and more. I haven't decided if they rigor mortis the blood into making me have a permanent boner, but that'll make it turn purple and fall off, so I'm thinking it's just like a dangle peen.
And from that, we can go no further.
That's my funeral. It's a good funeral, yeah? That'd be a good funeral. Don't ever say that Tweed doesn't entertain. Move up close to the mic.
I have no words.
Alright, cool.
Only, what the fuck?
What do you want to get accomplished for next time?
You go first.
Okay. Okay, by the time we record the next episode, we should already have started school.
Oh, yeah. So maybe...
So, I'm going to try to put a plan into effect. I'm not going to be able... I'm just going to say this. I want to say that I will be able to stream 8 hours a day for, like, several days a week. I will not. I'm going to say that just so, like, people are not expecting me to be able to pull off the 8-hour thing. If I can, I'll try it. But for now, I'm going to say it's not going to happen. So I'm going to probably go back to streaming 4 hours a week, hopefully 5 days a week. Or, sorry, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I'm going to also try to... put a little bit more effort back into the YouTube channel now that work and stuff have died down, and like I'll have like a solid multi-place schedule where I'm not just at my home all the time, just streaming. What about yourself?
Yeah, I think I want to establish an actual... I think I said this last time, but that's because work wasn't kicking my ass, and now it's kicking my ass. But I do want to get like days where I am dedicated to streaming and being like, I will stream these days at this time all the time. So if I can get that into effect, that would be great. You know, maybe see some consistency for once.
Okay, that's good. That's pretty good way to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Small time content creation's a biatch, ain't it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Everyone's always pursuing the dream of like, oh boy, maybe you'll make it big, and it's like, yeah, maybe I could fuck my own ass with my dick, but it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that like you start off as like a weird like little pipe dream, and then you just sort of carry it on. Like, I don't think I'll ever break like, I'd say 10,000 followers. I don't imagine. Like ever.
I don't want to be like huge, or well, I mean, I say that, but like maybe I do somewhere. But it's more the fact that I just want, like, a couple of, like, people who will, like, show up. I want regulars that I've earned. Because right now my regulars are, like, people from my brother's stream. And who I, like, appreciate.
Yeah.
But...
without sounding too cocky, so you sort of want to be where I am right now? Like I said, I don't want to be too cocky with that, but I've just...
sure, I'll say yes to that.
I've just at this point reached the point where, like, I'll get, at the start of a stream, 5 or 6 regulars.
Yeah.
People will trickle in, people will trickle out. And usually,
I think that's what I want right now.
Usually I'll have, like, new people and the 5 or 6 regulars-ish. Some days it's more popular, some days it's less popular.
Yeah. Honestly, if I could consistently stream and have, like, 10 people there for, like, the whole stream, I can die a happy man.
Dude, yeah, I mean,
Sorry, I keep playing with your fucking...
Dude, you are making things very difficult for my workspace right now, because now things are falling apart. Don't touch it, for fuck's sakes. Adrian almost destroyed my art easel. It's very weird. Like, now that I am there, obviously I'll want, like, the next thing, because I feel like everyone wants the next step. They're not happy with where they are. And it's very interesting. It makes me question, like, what people like Captain Sparkles or, like, somebody who's made it on Twitch wants, you know? Because, like, you've already got... It's not like you're growing much bigger. Like, Lyric. What the fuck does Lyric want, you know?
No, I don't know.
And I think that's why ultimately I say, like, Twitch is not the final step. Don't look at Twitch as the final step.
Yeah.
I'd like to become, like, a game developer or a story writer in my future, but, like, that involves, learning, still completing my learning to code process, which I'm halfway through C#, and oh my god, I hate C# so much. Coding languages suck.
Yeah. I had to do, I did computer engineering in my, in high school.
Yeah. It's
Arduino makes me want to fucking die.
Yeah. But streaming is happier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, okay.
I already have a sound for getting the fuck out of here, you ponce. Get back in here.
Yeah.
No, sorry, the other guy. Thank you, though, Officer Teedsley.
Oh, you're welcome. By the way, I found the cat that's been astray. Be free, kitty.
What's with the eagle on your shoulder?
Oh, that's my partner. This is Officer Baldy. It's a bald eagle.
This podcast is stupid. I'm out.
Hey! Baldy, get him! Whoosh! Oh, Tweed, your eyeballs are being taken out by Baldy right now.
I'm ending the podcast now.
No! Baldy, keep it going. Let the audience hear him die in pain.
This is sad.
He's dying. Listen to him. Oh!
You're a dumbass, you know that?
Yeah.